Erislandy Lara versus Yuri Foreman. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, it looks like Erislandy Lara, champion, 154, Cuban fighter, very good fighter, very skilled fighter, high-level fighter, good resume, is fighting Yuri Foreman, boxer, rabbi, and that's going to be on PBC on Spike, January 13th, 2017. I want to give my thoughts on this fight. I'm not really feeling this particular fight, and it's pretty simple. This is no shade to Yuri Foreman, but he hasn't really done much career-wise since his biggest fight. His biggest opportunity was probably Miguel Cotto, and he got stopped in that fight. And if I'm not mistaken, that was Cotto who moved up in weight and had just been pretty much slaughtered by Pacquiao when Pacquiao was mowing everybody down, and Pacquiao stopped Cotto in the 11th round. And even though he was coming off of a stoppage loss at a catch weight to Pacquiao, you know what I mean, in brutal fashion, Pacquiao was cracking back then, Cotto still managed to move up and beat Yuri Foreman. So I don't really give him a chance against Erislandy Lara. And the reason I'm disappointed with this fight is really a testament to Erislandy Lara and his skill set. Now, some people cause I want to see him do good, and I want to see him have good opportunities. And I really, on my channel, you guys know I give people a fair shake. Some people are going to say, oh, it's because he's avoided. I get that, and I'm going to examine that a little bit. I do think he is avoided based on how talented he is. But you can only use that to a certain degree. Like Gennady Golovkin, his team, I'm not going to say Golovkin ducked Lara, but it doesn't look like they don't mention him, like, even though he said he's willing to move up. So situations like that, okay. Canelo, it doesn't seem like Canelo wants the rematch. I get it. Then you look at the Charlo brothers. Those fights aren't realistic. Same trainer, they're friends, they've sparred together. I get it. However, I still feel you can only use the avoided to a certain degree. Like, if you can get Yuri Foreman in the ring for some amount of money, you know what I mean? I feel like there has to be somebody up and down that list. I don't know the whole picture off the top of my head of 154, but I feel like there has to be somebody out there who's willing to fight him and make that match. You know what I mean? You just have to make it reasonable. And it just, to me, the reason this is disappointing is, like I said, Lara, I fuck with Lara. He's a real talented fighter. His left hand is butter. He has garlic butter. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. But ever since Canelo, he hasn't really fought the names. He's a champion, you know what I mean? And he fought, let's see, since Canelo, he fought Ishe Smith, who had recent losses. Then he fought Jan Zavic, who Keith Thurman beat, 147-pounder. And that was before Thurman had his big breakthrough moments with like Robert Guerrero and Sean Porter fights and stuff like that. And even before that, Jan got stopped by Andre Berto when Berto was coming up and undefeated and stuff like that. He fought Delvin Rodriguez, who Miguel Cotto, coming off of a loss to Austin Trout. This is off the top of my head. This is how I know my shit. Austin Trout beat Cotto, I believe. Cotto switched trainers, went with Freddie Roach, and his comeback fight was Delvin Rodriguez, I think in Orlando or Florida or something. And Cotto showed levels, like he showed that Delvin Rodriguez is nowhere near the level. Stopped him, easy work, and he TKO'd him, and it was a brutal knockout. You know what I mean? And then Lara fought him after. And who else did Lara fight? He fought Vanes Matarosen, and I went to that fight live. I covered that fight. That's a good fight. That was a rematch. The first one ended in a funky way, draw or whatever it was, and he beat Vanes. So for a champion to go now and fight Yuri Foreman, I'm just not feeling it. It doesn't really make sense. And like I said, since Canelo, and I understand, I don't think Canelo's team, Golden Boy, won a rematch with Lara, but to me, there has to be somebody who's probably ranked higher than Yuri Foreman who wants and is willing to fight him. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even joking. I'd rather probably see an Austin Trout rematch, because Austin Trout, you look at it, Austin Trout went the distance with Jermall Charlo, right? And Jermall Charlo just knocked out his #1 contender brutally and knocked him down. And I was at the Charlo fight, covered that fight live too, Charlo versus Trout, and there were no knockdowns to my recollection. So, you know what I mean? Even a Trout rematch is better. Liam Smith. Heyman works with Eddie Hearn. Even though he's coming off a loss, see if he's game. At least as a guy, you know what I'm saying, who's going to try to work. I wouldn't pick Liam Smith to beat Lara, but, you know what I mean? At least he's a pretty tall, big 154-pounder. Something like that. Tony Harrison. Just a guy like that. Anybody, you know what I mean? I'm not really a fan of the Yuri Foreman fight. So that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think of Lara versus Yuri Foreman. Not excited. Obviously, I want to see Demetrius Andrade. They fought as amateurs. I believe Lara is saying that Andrade doesn't want it, and then Andrade is saying Lara doesn't want it. So you guys decide who's telling the truth or whatnot. But just a disappointing match. I mean, even for Spike TV, even though it's not like a pay-per-view, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't really have any interest in this fight, and I think Lara should blow him out. And again, this is more a testament to Erislandy Lara's resume and his skill set. You know what I mean? If he's beating guys who I think are better 54-pounders than Yuri Foreman in terms of what they've done, you know what I mean? Ishe Smith, Vanes Matarosen, I thought he probably beat Canelo a round or two. No, I did think he won by a round or two. So, you know what I mean? What is Yuri Foreman going to present? And again, Yuri Foreman, he fought, since his Cotto loss, he fought 4 times in 2013. And then since then, he's only fought once in 2015 and once in 2016. So it doesn't really give me that much confidence. And more so than how many times he's fought is who's he fought and who's he fought since then. And see, this is another thing. Yuri Foreman, they offered to fight Troy King. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you. And that's no diss to Troy King, but Troy King is coming up. Lara is already a champion. You know what I mean? Troy King has under 10 fights. And that was someone mentioned. They actually reached out to Troy King, his team or whatever, to make that fight. You know what I mean? To try to get some garlic butter. And they tried to get him last minute, so he wasn't feeling it. Like, little time to prepare. But Lara, he's a champion. He's already established at 154 pounds. So to me, it just doesn't make sense for this fight to happen next. But maybe it is because he's avoided. I'm just, you know what I mean, speaking like I normally do based on what I feel. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video. Like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.